I'm Susan Harrow of PRSecrets.com, and we're here at Bay Marin Aikido and Cotati Aikido with Ginny Breeland, 5th level Dan, and she is talking about Aikido advice for women and a few men. And here's Ginny.
So happy New Year! And in our dojo, we tend to, our home dojo in San Rafael with Hansgoto Shihan, we do 1,000 strikes to bring in the new year, and it's hard work. Actually, it can be very hard work. When we first did it, we did it with the sensei counting in Japanese, and so we never knew what number he was on and how much longer we had to do it. Actually, it ended up being good because you sort of resigned yourself to that. This was the event that was going to happen, and eventually it was going to end, but not soon enough, probably. So through the years, I've found different things that help with the striking the sword 1,000 times. So we strike, and we strike, and we strike, and we go on like that for 1,000 sword strikes. And I found that, number one, if you let the sword rest up here and touch your spine, this is actually the most relaxed position to be in. And so you can take a little break up here, because we're kind of loose here. Then the ki gathers together for the bottom strike. The other thing is to let gravity take the sword instead of pulling the sword down. Gravity takes the sword and the legs bend to stop the sword. So that if you use those things to help you, you can do 1,000 strikes without a lot of physical effort, really, by helping yourself using gravity, using timing, using these resting periods. So the technique is not so arduous. I think that after that, our attention is the next thing we kind of want to focus on. Our attention in that, we will tend to, as we strike, look at the guy in front of us and say, he's having a hard time, or she's having a hard time, or their strike is getting sloppy. But instead of doing that, bring the attention to yourself, because it's better focused on that. Think about what your legs are doing. Think about how your back feels, whether you're tired, whether those muscles are getting tight, and then you want to loosen them. And then the next thing you want to think about is your breath. How are you breathing? So try to fill your lungs up and strike the sword using the rhythm and the timing of your breathing, not forcing air through, but just calmly letting it come through. And then after that, you can kind of go further into your heartbeat. Can you actually sense your heartbeat? If you put your brain there, they say you can even slow your heartbeat down just by thinking about it. So go internally into yourself when you feel like that you're uncomfortable. And when you do 1,000 strikes, it's truly a meditation. So this is what we're working on, not going into the pain or the discomfort so much. Because the longer you look into the pit, the more likely you are to fall in it. So we want to put ourselves in a different place. With any discomfort in life, it doesn't have to be 1,000 sword strikes. This is how we want to focus on putting ourselves. Instead of staying in the conflict or staying in the pain and discomfort, you want to take your attention into your body and ask yourself, how is my body responding to this? Are my muscles tight? Loosen them. Is my breath shallow? Make it fuller. And try to do more healthful things. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about a situation other than resign yourself to it and be healthy in it. So that way, the discomfort is not so focused. You can actually learn to just be in the moment and get through it.
Thank you, Ginny.
Sure.